Hello and welcome to Flippin Through the Internet's #1 Mad Magazine review, news, and interview channel. Before we get started, if you like these videos, hit like, share it out with people that you like. If you don't like these videos, share it with people you don't like. Today, we are going to be flipping through Mad Magazine number 48, released July 1959, cover price 25 cents, which is indeed cheap. Here we have Sid Caesar plays Progress Hornsby. Sid Caesar, I think several times did some writing for Mad Magazine. So that was a pretty big name back in the day. And so that would, I imagine, pull in some readers. It is the Saturday before Memorial Day in the United States. It's Memorial Day. Other countries, there's Remembrance Day. It's a time where we remember those people who died in service to our country. So, as a not token of my appreciation, I guess so. Anyway, but this is I picked a patriotic cover. I want you for the U.S. Army. Enlist now. And here's our friend Alfred E. Newman. Look, he said, "Me? Me? Really? You want me?" This is an image that has been, it's like a famous image of Uncle Sam, and Mad Magazine several times did spoofs on it. I think most notably is this image, and it said, "Who needs you?" Which I thought was pretty delightful. And then there was one, I don't know what year. I think it was in the 70s, around kind of a women's lib type time frame, and it was a female Uncle Sam, and it said, "We want to," and I think that was a back cover gag. Speaking of the back cover, let's flip this over. Here we have Great Moments in Medicine. This is so Great Moments in Medicine. Presenting the bill, reproduced here, is one of a series of original oil paintings practicing medicine for fun and profit, commissioned by Park David. I'm assuming Park David was some type of medical insurance company. We see all of these people aghast at the bill. Oh boy, if only they were around today to see the medical bills. Both the back cover and the front cover are done by Kelly Freas. Oh, I just noticed something about this. When the light hits Alfred E. Newman just right, can I get it to do it on camera? A young artist traced this image of Alfred E. Newman, and I can see the sort of depressed where they had pushed their pencil through it. So I just imagine, I have a piece of paper. I don't have a piece of paper. Maybe a little piece of paper while they're at school, just copying the Kelly Freas artwork. That warms my heart right there, just imagining that. Inspiring a kid to be an artist. I think that's probably the story for a lot of young artists, being inspired by Mad Magazine. Here we have a wonderful smoking ad. Your last experience in filter smoking, mortally mild. Oasis. Mortally mild. Oasis in Pine Lawn, under an azure sky, swept by a breeze on high, cool in the earth you lie. Oasis took you away. Oh, that's awesome. This issue is a little fragile. The staples are all rusted up. There's not like a lot of water damage to it. They just got all rusty. The vital features: heroes from real life, if comic strips were to use real people today. Skin diving. Progress Hornsby. Bridge. On the job marching songs. Perry Mason. How a TV script is born in miracle fabrics. Oh, wait, skin diving. Have I done this before? Have I done this issue? 48? I swear, if I've done... I gotta check this now. No, I don't. I haven't done this issue. I haven't. No. I have not. Anyway, there is oh, who is it? There's an art. I forget the artist who did it, but there was another diving gag. The Mad Straight Jacket. I heard these things go for like $2,000. The Mad Straight Jacket. There was the Mad. There was a Mad collection site that somebody told me about. You can check it out right up there, and it's really great. And I left a comment about, because he had all these Mad T-shirts he was going through, and I mentioned the Mad Straight Jacket, and he's the one who broke the news to me that they are far outside my budget. Someday, all right, someday. There's a lot going on in this. The future. Here we go. I want to read this because of the kid that drew all over this cover. Enclosed is a picture of our class that should make you cry with joy. You can see that here are real scholars. Here are young people who will eventually chart the unknown reaches of the universe. Here are the future citizens, future rulers of civilization, prepared in their early years by MAD. The deep, thought-provoking material contained in your publication will influence them for the rest of their lives. Someday, you will fully realize the effects of your work. Alan Pekin, North Miami Beach, Florida. And boy, will we be sorry, Ed. Ain't that the truth? Oh, yes, this is right after the... Okay, so these letters are from that April Fool's cover. I actually did that one. It was number 46, and it said this is our last issue. Or no, this is the end. It said... Anyway, just watch the video, okay? Comic strip heroes taken from real life. Who do we have? This is by Wally Wood. Pictures by Wally Wood. Who did the writing, though? Look at all these. What is that? Gasoline Alley. Peanuts. Beetle Bailey. I have no idea who this is. Oh my god. Werner von Braun, Space Wizard. Werner and his crew are launching a rocket aimed at the nebula in Andromeda. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She's off. Werner, she's on her way. Act! It was naughty! Oh my gosh. Isn't it? What year did this come out? What did I say? 1959. So, what is that? Like 14 years after the war? It's nice. Just for a mere 14 years later, we can, giggle at the Nazi war criminal. Werner, is there something wrong with the rocket? Ach! No, what is wrong with der radio? Is AC. Under control room is DC. I don't know, electrical humor. Dick Nixon in Washington. This is the Bumsteads. What was that? Blondie. The Khrushchevs. This, like, Daddy Warbucks. Is that a Little Orphan Annie spoof? This is something that I'm gonna like talk about another video I did, the interview with Noah Van Sciver. We talked about how amazing Wally Wood was and how easily he could switch between styles. And you see this right here. I mean, he's imitating masterfully many different, 1, 2, 3, 8 styles of cartooning. They're all distinct, and he's doing an amazing job. It's like Wally Wood. I don't think he's underrated. I think that he probably has the exact amount of respect that he deserves, and that's a lot of it. I think that with people who are in the know, they know his value as a cartoonist, and it is a great value. Little known organizations, alcoholics. If you're going to drink, why not get drunk among friends? Nobody understands a drunk better than another drunk. Here's a place you can come where nobody's going to try and make you kick the habit. Alcoholics Unanimous. Oh my gosh, I love that. Don't fight juvenile delinquency, join it. Some lovely illustrations by Bob Clark. Who wrote this, though? We're getting nothing. We're getting pictures, but we're not getting any writing credits on these. So here we go, Dave Berg. Oh my God. Dave Berg. Oh man, I said it before and I'll say it again. The more I see of Dave Berg's early artwork, the more I just dislike the lighter side of. I mean, this does look a lot like Bob Clark stuff. Not this, but yeah, I don't like this type of stuff. Kind of looks like Bob Clark, but Lloyd Bridges was here. Wait, Lloyd Bridges? Lloyd Bridges. They wouldn't make a Lloyd Bridges joke. That doesn't make sense. But look at his art. Look at the detail. Look at the perspective. It makes sense. Like, oh my goodness. So this is like another diving gag, but Bob Clark had done one around this time too, which is interesting. Look at that illustration. Got this guy putting on a scuba gear. Look, he has the knife and the watch. Then we have this guy on the pier, the tattooed man. Gosh, look at that. That water effect. How he uses the white of the paper. You can just imagine that, like the water, the way it reflects the light and lets light through. It's just, that's fantastic. Then look at, here it is. It's deeper down, so it's not as bright. This guy's a genius. What happened, Dave Berg? Man. All right. Here's a guy who's always been consistent. Don Martin. You know, there's no trajectory with Don Martin. It's just like he had a style. Now, I mean, like I might be, you know, totally wrong on that, but I just like, it seems like it's just like he found his style, it works, he's stuck with it, and it's lovely. So here we go. This is an epic. This is like the Rime of the Ancient Mariner for Don Martin. That how I met my wife. No, wrong. Get out of here. That's pathetic. This guy do. Same moves. You can't use the same moves on her. Get out of here. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Wait, this is a lot like me and my wife. Golly. That hit too close to home. That's the worst, is that these things just reminds me too much of my real life. For the Life of Progress Hornby, written especially for MAD by Sid Caesar. By the time this issue of MAD hits the newsstands, and the newsstands hit back in self-defense, Sid Caesar will have scored again on TV, starring in the May 3rd Rexall special. Spectacular. Nay, spectacular. I guess I don't know what... No, that's not... I don't know what that means. For NBC. Not content with his resounding success on television, Sid Caesar now courts immortality by starring again in MAD. This time, one of his best-known comedy characters, jazz musician Progress Hornsby. True to his name, Progress has progressed from cool to what critics hail as the frozen school of jazz. Neither way out, nor far out. Progress Hornsby is celestial, and so we have here at MAD a great take great pleasure in presenting For the Life of Progress Hornsby. This is probably something that is incredibly amusing if you know who Progress Hornsby is. Illustrations by Mort Drucker. Rest in peace, man. I think I'm just gonna skim through this one. Bridge. Bridge is a game that my grandparents played. Who did this? Who's responsible? Bob Clark. This is... I remember my grandmother trying to... She didn't even try to teach me how to play bridge. She tried to explain it to me. I think she understood I was too much of a dope to get it. And the explanation, I did not understand. I think the most complex game I've ever been able to play is Gin. And that's about it. But I can't keep track. If responsibilities, it's not... Responsibilities shouldn't switch within a game. All right? It should be... and I don't like teams, all right? Anyway, this is neither the time nor the place. And now Don Martin, who loves the men who go down to the sea in ships, mainly because they leave lonesome women behind. Oh, Don Martin is he's Jody. Tells about a parrot and his master. We have parrot. What? He's looking around? You gonna do something shady? Oh. Oh, that is subtle. That is really good. That took me a second to get that. Here we have the Daily Optimist. I like these ones. I like it when they make you turn the magazine. The Daily Optimist, published by the Pollyanna Press. Pick up any newspaper these days, and what will you find? We'll tell you what you find. Find murderers, accidental deaths, disasters, and all sorts of depressing stories. That's what you find. This is bad. Things are tough enough today without having to read about other people's troubles. So we're asking, why don't newspapers try to cheer us up for a change? Why don't reporters and editors realize there's a bright side to even the most tragic story? If they did, we would all be a lot happier reading cheerful newspapers like the Daily Optimist. Elderly pair looks forward to new home. Well, that is nice. I like this. Wife. Wife meets hubby after 25 years. St. Louis, May 19th. For 25 years, Mrs. Ethel Frong has pondered the whereabouts of her husband, Herman Frong, who vanished without a trace in 1934. Imagine her surprise when she ran into him at 3rd and Main Streets yesterday. Adding to the coincidence, Frong had been living only 6 blocks from his wife. I couldn't believe my eyes, exclaimed Mrs. Frong after their chance meeting. When she ran into her husband, Mrs. Frong was driving her automobile. The impact of the accident knocked Frong 40 feet, killing him instantly. Oh my goodness. Who wrote this? Who's responsible for this? This reminds me of the previous issue that I did with the teen magazine. Why doesn't it say who did this? I'll have to find that out. This is amazing right here. Okay, wait, I'm going to read another one. Hobbyist launches boat he built in basement. Ferdville, Ohio, May 19th, Glenn Platt, an amateur boat builder, launched his 12-foot dinghy today, 3 weeks ahead of schedule. He began building the boat in his basement last September and never thought that he would be able to use it so soon. The early launch was caused by a flash flood, which swept away through Ferdville yesterday, carrying off Platt's house, Platt's dinghy, and Platt himself. 65 others were drowned in the disaster. Oh my gosh. I wish that this would be an ongoing feature. This is like, they got to do this. They have to do that in the... Oh no. True, damn it. Darn it. On the Job marching songs. Text by Frank Jacobs. Illustrations by George Woodbridge. Let's see how many. Oh, look at. So here we go. The Mailman song. Tune, South-Hearted Man. I don't know that one. Thankfully, I do know Anchors Away, Halls of Montezuma, Air Force song. That's it. Trash cans away, my boys. Trash cans away. Let's hear you make some noise. We'll wake 'em at the... We'll wake 'em up today. Eggshells and coffee grounds freeze from the pan. Can't make ear-splitting sounds, so dump the garbage can. That was very good. Not my singing, the lyrics. I like that. The March of the Teamsters. The Stockbrokers Chorus. I've been working on the railroad, I know that. The Song of the Vagabonds. Oh, and then Over There. So he used a lot of like the military songs and then some other like kind of folky songs. The Night That Perry Mason I cannot read today. This is absurd. The Night That Perry Mason Mint Lost a Case. Pictures by Mort Drucker. I am curious about... You can see it's not as cartoony, his style. Wish I could find like a... No, I'm not going to finish that thought. No, I will finish that thought. I wish I could find maybe like a face from like a specific angle, right? Like this, like just straight on or maybe 3/4 view or side view. And then and find ones for like every single issue he drew for. And then just see how his caricatures change over time. I think that's probably too much work. My gosh, I love this. How you look to your news dealer. How you look to your dentist. Your elevator man. Floor 2, floor 8. How you look to your doctor. How you look to your boss. These are cool. I really like these illustrations. How you look to your lawyer. Those are really nice. How a television script is born. This is one of those like pretty dense ones. I do want to see who wrote and illustrated it. Again, no writer credited. I'm going to look at the front, but pictures by Wally Wood. Oh, I like this. If you haven't figured it out yet, these types of drawings I really, really like. Can I zoom in? I really enjoy the ones with, like foreground, midground, and background, and that use things like the zipatone and duotone. Because I really like to see what they block out in like pen and ink or like brush and ink, and then what they use the zipatone for or the duotone for. It's really fascinating for me to see. That must be like some whiteout that he's done over it. That's my guess. Not sure though. But like this is almost, it looks like this building is all done in zipatone. And it's just amazing. So if you took away all of this, you would have you'd have like the shadows of most of this. You would have the lines of that bridge and then those two guys running, and then there'd be nothing else. Everything else was done after the inks. It's just fascinating, that type of work. I wish I could see people like how that type of art is done. Like what level do you start at and work up to? Like in graffiti, right? In graffiti, you work from the back all the way to the top. So like the outlines are the very last thing that you do. This, I mean, oh man, I'm not going to read it. These illustrations on the side. Graduation speeches that somebody listened to. Yeah, who is this? I'm supposed to recognize this person, but this, I have Richard Nixon. I recognize him. Castro. I know I'm supposed to recognize that guy. That the guy, he had the television show. The Beatles were on it, right? Somebody knows. Somebody knows what I'm talking about, and they will let me know. Ensures policies for teenagers. Flunk Insurance. This policy will remain in force until graduation of the insured. It provides payment for all the courses failed by the insured and for suitable coverage on examinations, quizzes, and tests as hereinafter stated. Eugene St. Jean. The Miracle Fabrics. Wash and wear. Who did this one? Why are they making these so hard to identify? Is it Bob Clark? Can't tell. Oh, yeah, pictures by Bob Clark. There we go. Wrinkle proof. Stand, stress, and strain. Ordinary cloth. Oh, and crowded subway train. Woman wears ordinary cloth dress. She leaves. Ordinary cloth dress is badly wrinkled. In crowded subway train, woman wears miracle fabric dress. When she leaves, her miracle fabric dress is unwrinkled, but she still looks quite disheveled. Stretch leotard. Stretch leotard made to fit everyone in original, unstretched single use. 3-year-old toddler. Fitted snugly. Fabric hardly stretches at all. 10-year-old youngster also fitted well. Fabric shows slight stretching. 20-year-old girl fitted the best of all. Fabric really shows stressing. Oh my God. Here we go. Because of the versatility of miracle fabrics that stretch, more and more articles of apparel made from this material are appearing on the market. Pictured above are some of the remarkable stretch items available today. There we go. The one I need more than anything. How to play croquet. Now, oh, one of the rare ones where he says something. Now watch closely and I'll show you how to play croquet. Gotta play. You gotta play through when your kid comps down on the ball. One of like the first collections, I think, like hardcover ones. They had the books, the paperback books, but Mad Forever. And then there was another one. I forget what it was called, but it was another anthology. Anyway, so with that, yeah, this one has not been clipped out. But with that, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you have a request for a magazine that you would like to for me to flip through, let me know in the comments. Again, share if you enjoy this. But with that, toodaloo.